Welcome again to another KTRT review. Yes, I did one yesterday because obviously my two KTRT bots arrived in the post. Did Hello Carbot Ugabar yesterday, and today I'm bringing you something different from a totally different toy line from Sonokong, the same company that does Carbots. They have a couple of alternative toy lines where they have sort of transforming toys. I mean, one of them is Turning Mech Card, and the other one is Miniforce. Now, Miniforce is the best way I can describe it. It's kind of like Power Rangers in a way, but it features these little creatures which can who live in a house with this girl. They're only about this big, and there's four of them. There's Volt, Lucy, Max, and is it Semi? And they live in this house with this girl, and they actually have secret identities. They're superheroes. They get called by their commanding officer, who kind of looks like Captain Barnacles of Octonauts, but obviously he isn't. And then they go out into the world and they fight these bad guys who are actually attacking, sort of like creatures and trying to, enslave them, subdue them, whatever. And they basically transform into these Power Ranger type figures wearing, sort of armoured suits, and they can fight and do, ninja moves, and then they can power up with these mechs. Now the mechs, they have a toy line. Well, they have toy lines for the weapons and the characters and all sorts, but they have toy line for the mechs, and that is what I've got for you today. And I've decided to buy into this line with one figure because there's four of them, and the guy I've got is this guy. Well, this is Voltbot. This is his car mode, and to be honest, I've been looking at this toy line for quite a while, and I've been thinking about buying into it, but each of the figures has, in my opinion, faults with it, something wrong, and I've been I couldn't make my mind up which one to go for. I mean, for instance, Semibot, the fire engine, it's a big fire engine, but when it transforms, it's got these awful aesthetics. It's got these big bulky limbs with these, like the forearms and the forelegs are really scrawny and skinny, and it just looks awful. And but it does have the most articulation out of all the bots, mainly because it basically forms the core of some of the combiners. Yes, these things combine. Then there's Maxbot. It's like a yellow Humvee that transforms into a robot, but his legs and his waist look a bit odd. Then there's Lucybot. Lucybot is like an SUV, pink, because obviously it's the girl, the token girl character. Transforms into a robot. She's not too bad. I was almost tempted to get her, but I decided to get Volt because Volt has this car mode, but his robot mode is fairly standard looking for, like an Eastern, giant robot. So that's why I went for this one. First we've got to look at the car mode, and yeah, my problem with the car mode is this. It's a curvy sort of sporty car, but it's got a flat front. I mean, it's trying to be aerodynamic, and yet it's got, it's like a brick-like front end. And you look on the back, and it's so plain. It's got these things which I suppose are supposed to be lights, and then it's just flat and plain, very bland looking car. I mean, yeah, it's got these large, sort of alloy type wheels, and it's even got, sort of fake brake discs molded in. But I hate this car mode, I really do. But compared to some of the other vehicles, do look better in their alt modes, but I bought it for the robot mode more than anything. So yeah, you have to put up with the car mode, and as you can see, it's hideous, it's ugly. It's supposed to be a sports car, but yeah. So now these bots aren't bots in themselves. They aren't sentient bots. They do have a pilot who pilots them, so they're actually mecha. So Transformers are bots to themselves, but these are actually mechas, because they actually have inside a little pilot dude, which is one of the Miniforce team that pilots it. So this is the car. Yeah, it's got this ugly looking flat front end, very bland styling, bit bare at the back. It's got this spoiler at the back, which you can angle the wings on it, because they are on little hinge joints. And then underneath you've got robot kibble and a bit of visible head syndrome. So yeah, that's the car mode. Now, transforming this guy is quite simple. He does, and in fact all the bots from this line have a bit of parts forming, which is a bit, yeah. So first of all, you've got to take that off, and then there's these parts under here. You also take these bits off, right? And then crack it open, and that's the legs. You fold these bits in, and then you flip down the feet and separate the legs. And that's the bottom end done. Right, top end. And then, oh yeah, you have to pull the arms down like so. And then you pull the shoulders out. And you do actually have to flip these arms down, but they weren't flipped down, but because they do fit inside the car mode, so you can have them flipped out. So anyway, as you can see, very simple transformation, and there we have Voltbot in robot mode. Now, obviously, it's a half decent looking robot. It's fairly standard for a Eastern style giant robot. It's got spiky shoulders. It's a blue and white paint scheme. Obviously, half of the car is the legs, and the rest of the car is the top. Quickly go through the articulation. Head is on a swivel. Doesn't just swivels from side to side. There's no ball joint, no up and down. Has shoulder joint there, which doesn't quite go all the way around because this white piece sort of fouls. You can get it to go a little bit further around, but then it jams up. You got elbow, which doesn't quite go to 90 degrees. No bicep swivels. You can kind of work in this transformation joint on the shoulder to get a bit of a different pose. That's cheating. Moving down to the waist, no waist swivel. Has got 5 swivels. The knee, well, obviously because it's part of the transformation, it goes back, as basically as far as you want. And then the foot is just a transforming toe tab. Does have a little bit of movement, but nothing much there. So it's kind of simple. Oh, I have missed a couple of things actually. Yeah, the bits that you took off earlier obviously go on the robot mode. You get this spoiler, which fits onto there, and then these grey pieces, they do clip into his shoulders, like so. So now the robot is complete. Now, when you get this guy, there is a number of stickers that you have to apply to him. Now if you look on the box, obviously you get a sticker sheet, and on the box there's a guide that shows you where to put them. Now I will say a lot of these stickers could easily have been done away with a few paint apps. So they've basically been lazy. These stickers on the inside of the arms here, they could have been painted. The little stickers on top of the foot, they could have been painted. A few more paint apps and you could have done away with most of this. These ones are a little bit more complex. These are just one big sticker here. because behind here it's a flat panel with a load of screw holes, and that just covers that up. But it doesn't take long to put stickers on, they're fairly easy to apply. I will admit these ones on the inside of the arm seem to be peeling off, because they are obviously they bend round the edge of the arm, so that's not very good. And yeah, so there's not really much more you can say about this guy. But actually there is. Now, I did hint earlier in the review that this guy combines. Now, there's 4 bots in the series, and they can combine in sort of 2 ways. They can combine into pairs, into like 2 bot gestalts. And this guy can combine with Max to form this thing. And then you can combine all 4 of the bots to form the quad gestalt, which looks like this. I don't know whether they've got much in the way of articulation, because basically the headlights on the car are the ports for the legs in the combiner mode, and as you can see, it's a solid joint, no hip, no movement. So I think the gestalts will be a little bit they just stand there and look pretty, they won't actually do a lot. Now, because this guy combines, he does have a lot of extra stuff going on, which is well, it's more than meets the eye. That's a kind of phrase. Yeah, for instance, he's got an extra head sticking out of his bum, out his arse, and I can show you if I just move the arm. Well, if I just move the arms back and then split his what's-it. There you go, he's got an extra head coming out of his arse. So there we go. So like he's got 2 heads. Now I think the thing with this is obviously, let's see if I can get him into his gestalt mode, even though I haven't got the legs. So there we have him in his torso mode for the dual combiner, and obviously in those ports there you plug in the legs, and then you'd have that thing I showed you earlier. Yeah, it's the arms don't go down straight. Can straighten them up a bit. Now he does have bicep swivels in this mode, but yeah, they've taken a few liberties in producing this this combiner. Yeah. I haven't got the legs, so I can't really show you any more. That's all I can show you. Obviously he configures differently to go into the 4-bot combiner. But yeah, I don't think I will be buying any more bots from this line. I'm certainly not intending on buying any more bots from this line. I just wanted to get one as an example, and this is the one I've decided to go for. Probably should have gone for Lucy Bot, because it's probably a little bit better, I suppose. The vehicle mode looks a bit better on that. I might be tempted to get Lucy Bot, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that's been my review of yes, Miniforce Voltbot. Yeah, there's not really a lot you can say about it. It's a thing, it exists, and obviously the sun's come out now and it's totally destroying my lighting because I've got the curtains open. Yeah, so I will see you again tomorrow because I'm doing my pre-TF Nation video. But for now, I will say ta-ta and see you next time. Bye-bye.